So, Kriti, how you have evolved after your selection?
So definitely in a positive direction, I see my personality grow. Earlier, I was really confined to my family and a few selected friends, but now I see myself interacting with a lot of people, and I see myself learning and unlearning from their experiences, their journeys, and also I see myself growing a lot more confidence after the selection. I do have moments of self doubt, but those moments have certainly reduced. So I feel a little better about myself than earlier, sir.
All right. I was very curious about the word unlearning. To unlearning that you have done recently.
Okay, sir. Sir, recently I unlearned a lot about how not to assume things about people just by few interactions with them, rather than engage with multiple conversations, multiple avenues of talks with them, and then come to a conclusion about what their multiple standpoints are, and not be biased about their opinions, rather be accepting to their ideas and thoughts. So these were a few unlearnings I can think of right now, sir.
This is the learning. I thought it's not unlearning. This is learning.
Uh, no, sir, having a bias was a learning in the sense that making an opinion too soon. So I think we should not make an
What is
opinion
a
too soon.
what is a bias? When you say bias, what do you mean by bias?
So I think biases comes from our own experiences, our own socialization, how we are brought up, and what kind of things are taught from us from the school to uh, to our lives today. And we build certain kind of notions of how a certain person can be, or how a certain situation can be perceived. So that is called a bias. When we come from a preconceived notion, we come from a prejudiced line of thought. That is a bias.
I'm sorry to ask you a little more on bias, but is it possible to be free from bias? Is it ever possible?
Uh, no, sir, it's not possible to be free from bias, because we keep observing things around us. We keep building upon stories that we already have. We keep adding to all those ideas that we have, and certainly our biases also build up. But I think that it should be a constant endeavor to relook into those biases, that whether are they negatively impacting us, or are they negatively impacting our decision making. And if certain biases come to our can be seen as positively too. For example, so recently I and my friend were walking, and we saw a woman in distress. So given that there is a certain level of understanding that we carry, that when we see a woman in distress, it's better to ask if she's doing all right. So we did that, but we got to know that she was doing all right, very fine. But it could have been possible that she might be really in some sort of distress. So I think some biases do also help us in some way.
Biases are the part of being human. I would take, but then in India, we are having large number of people are politically agnostics. They don't commit. Unlike US, where multiple people would have taken their affiliation and they're committed. Does it anyway affect our voting behavior? Because most of the time exit polls go wrong. I would like to answer this as a student of political science.
So, so today the voting behavior is, I believe, a healthy mix of both certain biases, which I can categorize as what kind. At that point, people have shed their biases and voting more, not just in terms of identity, but also in terms of development, in terms of what return are they getting from the government. So it's not just biases that are governing the voting patterns and voting behavior.
All right.